All righty, fellas. What is going on? We got week 16 fantasy football playoff matchups. Got a lot of questions here from you guys over on the site Flock Fantasy. Of course, if you do want to skip the line, we do have that feature available that is linked down below in the description of this live stream, and I will pin that in the chat as well. Lots to talk about. Rylan was the first one in here asking how many finals that we have. I'm actually, or semifinals, sorry, that we have. I'm only in 4. Unfortunately, I missed the playoffs in the Flock League. I missed the playoffs in my home league for the first time in like forever. And I got bounced in all three matchups that I had in week 15 where I didn't get a bye. I lost all 3 of them, which is fun. Last week. So last year's horrible run out is off to a bad start so far this year.
Yeah, but I mean, if I can get anywhere close to where I was at last year, I'd be grateful. But so far, so good for me thus far. Like I said, the 2 leagues that I was in, the FSC Listener Redraft League, I ended up winning the wildcard week, if you will, the first round. Shout out to Monter St. Brown for a generational game that led a comeback. At one point in that matchup, I had like 15% win equity, and then my entire team just started popping off, including the Monter. So appreciate that. The other league, I made the playoffs in Box Munchers. Yeah, those of you who are unfamiliar with that league name, probably getting a laugh there, but ended up winning. And the guy that I'm playing this week, Alvin Kamara, David Montgomery on his team. So makes the matchup a little bit easier in my regard. I believe he's filling in Jaden Reed for where he would start David Montgomery, and he has Kendre Miller to fill in for Alvin Kamara. So much rather plays those 2 than obviously the initial 2. But so far, man, I mean, I'm in 11 semifinals. If you guys aren't familiar with the channel last year, I made 8 championships and won 7 of them. So if I get anywhere close to just 8 championship appearances, I'd be fucking grateful. So we'll take that.
Hopefully Danny gives me some of his luck from last year.
I mean, BBM as well, man. You just need to get 1 team to the final, but getting 5 to this point, like I couldn't, like I had 106 total entries. If you told like, well, what's the odds? Like, or if you draft 150, you're expected to make 2 to the semifinal.
Something like that. Yeah. I think it's more than 2. If you had an average advance rate, it would probably be 2. But if you had an above average advance rate, it'd be more than 2.
That's what I mean. Like on average, if you did 150 average advance rate average. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. The one thing I love, and I told you about this earlier, is that I did the math and I went through every single team in my pod with my best BBM remaining team. Like I have like somehow only Gibbs. I have one Gibbs, one other Gibbs, one other Allen, which is like, again, super unheard of for guys that both just had really good advance rates in general. And then also really good advance rates out of the first round because they had monster games. So I will say I only have 2 bullets left in BBM, but one of them specifically, I feel really, really good about. But let's get to everybody else's questions.
You just need that one at the end of the day. Like I said, like I would trade having 5 in the semifinal to have 1 team that made it here and that gets to the final, because as you know, all the money's at the top. Making it to the semifinal, sure, maybe I win 500 here or 1,000 there. Just for advancing to the final, you're guaranteed $3,750. And obviously, as we know, it scales up. If you finish in the top 20, if you finish in the top 10, obviously, if you finish first overall, that's $1.5 million to the bank account. So we're just hoping for good luck here.
Yeah, and Nemesis says, is it too late to sign up for Flock, even though we're near the end of the season? Brother, I don't know if you play Dynasty or not, but we're going to have
hop on the Dynasty wave,
Dynasty content. And also, too, we are launching, we haven't officially announced it, we're not going to tell you yet, but we are launching a product that we're going to have as a annual site subscription bonus to you guys for people who do sign up for annuals. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, dude, Nemesis, we're going to have, beginning of February, middle of February, we're going to have our Dynasty Rookie Draft Guide version 1. We're going to have a bunch of stuff coming out throughout the offseason. So, I mean, we are sick degenerates. If you guys are sick degenerates that think about fantasy football 365, 7 days a week, then you are on the right place with the Flock site. Because not only are we sick degenerates, every other creator on the site is a sick degenerate as well. Any spots open in Dynasty Viewer Leagues, we'll probably do 1 or 2 throughout this offseason. Probably best ball, because me and Danny are getting to capacity in terms of the managed leagues we can play in.
I just mentioned I'm in 11 semifinals this week. You can get a gist for, like, I think I'm in 15 total leagues. So that 15 leagues for me is like, okay, like that's, I do this full time, but at the same time, setting my lineups every freaking slate is still a difficult challenge.
Yeah, it is. It is a challenge, and like I'm in 16 leagues, I think, but I'm only in 4 semifinals, but I also only missed the playoffs in I think 4 or well, I'm out of the race now. 3 last week, that's 7, and then I think 2 more or 3 more, sorry, that I just outright missed the playoffs in, and then the rest of the teams are just tanking dynasty teams that I didn't expect to make the playoffs in, and for whatever reason, my last year I had more competitive teams like that I was trying to win in, and then I tore some of them down. So like I'm in a bit of a transition period in about, I don't know, 40% of my leagues.
I know for a fact, by the way, out of your 4 semifinals, 2 of them are against me, or is it 3 of them?
2 of them are against you. Yeah.
2 of them
That's
are
the
against
other
me.
annoying thing is that if Danny has his luck from last year, I will, and not only are 2 of those against you, those are probably my best 2 as well. Actually, I don't know, because my Bush League best ball team is just dominant. I'm probably, if I lose that league, I will be extremely pissed.
Yeah, I mean,
because my team is like clearly the best in the league. And Degeneracy too, I outscored everybody this year, and I had the best record by far.
I'm on the other side of that semifinal, and I believe I had actually. Did you outscore me in that league? Because I had a ton of.
I think so. Yeah, I think I had the most points.
Let me see. Because if you outscore me, it was really close. Then you had 2,708. I had 2,711. So I had 3 more points
right there, like neck and neck. But
I lost Kamara. I lost Kamara in that league.
The one league I absolutely need to win is the listener redraft league. I have to win that league, dude. I outscored everybody by like, what was the scoring in that?
No, you outscored everybody by like 300 points. No,
I outscored everybody by 300 points. 2145 was what I put up. The next closest was 1904.
No, your team's definitely better than mine, but I know from your perspective, you're also seeing players on my team that could pop off and still terrified, even though you're probably like a 60 to 65% favorite.
Well, I have to decide. I have to sit one of Breece Hall or Bucky Irving this week. That's how good my team is.
I plead the 5th.
Yeah. Anyways, Cheeky, shout out to Cheeky. We met him in Austin when we were doing the meetup there. We will be doing that again in August.
He's actually in the league.
He is in the league. Yes, he is in the league. And I believe he maybe didn't do so hot in the league, if I'm remembering correctly.
I don't think. Okay, so he finished 11th and he was 5-9, but he was 2 games out. I know he had some injuries, like Waddle, like kind of a bust for him, like kind of injured as well. Like I'm looking at his team right now, it's not even bad. So, yeah, like probably.
But anyways,
I mean, Kyle Pitts being Kyle Pitts didn't help. But yeah,
we should probably get to these questions because we got a lot of people that submitted them here.
I was defending you, Cheeky. I was defending you.
Yeah. Packers or Colts defense next 2 weeks, and then we also have some wide receiver.
Packers against the Saints this week is a smash.
Yeah, Packers against the Saints this week is a smash. They play. Who do they play in week 17? Minnesota.
I believe so.
And then Colts and Giants, I think, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back to when we were drafting BBM teams, like what the week 17 matchups were.
I think Colts and Giants. I think you're right there. Packers versus Vikings. Yeah, that's actually facts. Now that I'm thinking it in that frame of mind, I can think back. I know the Cowboys play the Eagles. I know Ravens play the Texans. I'm remembering.
Yeah, I remember some of them. Bengals and Chiefs and Steelers. Or no, Steelers and Chiefs, sorry. Bengals and Broncos. Anyways, Packers defense this week, Colts defense next week. That's pretty simple. That's how you roll it. Yeah. You got Giants next week for the Colts, and you got Saints this week for the Packers.
I'm assuming maybe he's implying he only wants to have one roster spot for them.
Yeah, I mean, I would roll with just the Packers then because they've been the better fantasy defense this year. Yeah. Plus, you have them this week as well. You could always just drop them after this week. Like, that would be what I would do. And, like, yes, you might not get the Colts or whatever, but you could also get, like, a better defense then if you're worried about the Vikings matchup.
Well, that's where I'm at with it. It's like, ooh, you can make the case, well, this is the slightly worse projection this week, but they got a better projection next week. Honestly, when it comes to that for me, you have to win this week. There's no next week unless you win this week. Play the best projection this week.
Play for sure.
Play the best projection this week and then figure it out next week. And yeah, try to get the Colts next week. Do that then. Yeah, if you're going to drop them, then go back and pick them back up. JMO in chat, I'm assuming, is J Moose. So
yeah, it is. And Mike Evans over Garrett for you as well. At wide receiver?
Mike Evans, I believe, as my wide receiver 7 this week. If you guys are unfamiliar, we actually will be putting out our tier list tomorrow. There is 2 Saturday games, so we're getting ahead on our notes. So in terms of the wide receiver,
want to go live, by the way, Saturday afternoon before the games, like for 30 minutes, 45 minutes to answer some questions, or no?
Should be good. It depends how quickly I get that video done, but should be good.
What video done?
What do you mean? Oh, Saturday.
Saturday.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
saying
right.
Saturday, the kickoff, what is it, 1 o'clock, I think, for the Chiefs game?
Yeah, I mean,
And
we can
I think Penn State and somebody plays at 12, I'm pretty sure, as well on Saturday. But
we could do that.
yeah, we could go live, 12:15 for a little bit of time just to answer some questions for some people. We will, of course, like our rankings will be up to date. We're doing our tier list tomorrow, like Danny made a reference to there. Running back tier list and wide receiver tier list will be out a day early just because we have 2 Saturday games. Like you guys probably wouldn't be watching the tier list if there were football games on, and also
we want to get you the value too.
We want to get you the information before the games kick off because you might have players in those games. So flex decision, are you going, which jet are you going? I think is the decision here.
Garrett Wilson.
You're going Wilson over Hall?
I would give you the full rundown, but I kind of want you to make that decision in the listener league on your own.
Here's my thinking with Hall. He's not on the injury report. He's
not
like full practice on Wednesday. He wasn't even on the report.
He's not, but I don't trust the Jets, dude. That's where I'm at.
I don't trust the Jets either, but like Rodgers has back-to-back games of 300 passing yards. Like they're playing better.
Wilson? Why would you go Wilson then if he has back-to-back
Well, because
games
Brees hasn't been healthy and played a full snap share the last 2 games. If Rodgers is playing super well, Brees is the more valuable asset.
I guess I'm
not like I'll give you full disclosure. I'm not sitting my first round pick in the first round of the fantasy playoffs. I'm not sitting.
I hope you're right because I do want to beat Sal.
I would rather sit a receiver than Irving. Like if I want to play Irving, I'll sit a receiver. I'm not like I'll sit Neighbors or JSN or Evans or something.
I mean, that's your call, brother. Madden rating that had me cracking.
That was wild. So you're going Wilson over Hall here? I would go Hall personally.
I would go Wilson, but yeah.
Again, if we hear anything leading up to the games, like he's still not healthy or blah 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 blah, like I would go with.
It's not even about health, bro. It's like, dude, he played last week. He got cleared to play last second. I understand, but he got cleared to play, and it was a complete mess of a situation in the backfield.
Right, but all the fantasy docs said like they're not going to play him a full snap share, like which is why I had him ranked as like RB22 or something. Like,
where do you have him this week? He's I believe my RB16 this week.
I'm 13. Like I'm pretty confident that he's going to get close to a full workload if he's not on the injury report.
Well, hopefully this doesn't influence your decision in the FSC Listener League. I have Bucky Irving as my RB10, I believe, this week.
Yeah, I mean it's not going to because it's my team. Yeah. So I'm probably like, and I want to. For full disclosure, I'm going to probably try and find a way to get both of them in my lineup. Like I might even sit Malik Neighbors, to be honest, and play Irving and Brees.
I'm kidding. That's exactly what I would do, but I'm not going to say anymore.
But I don't know. I'll go through it as the week goes along. But I'll throw Brees in. But I mean, Jay Moose is in the chat. You can hear that Danny would have gone with Wilson there. So let's keep firing through. We got a lot of questions here.
Let me ask you real quick. Embarrassingly rich decision, and I do have Brees Hall on the bench, but you're not playing him over any of Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams would actually be the only one because you're not sitting Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase, Saquon Barkley, Justin Jefferson, or Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, how about you just like win your title and don't worry about start-sit decisions?
I hope so because I haven't won a title.
Kyron would be the next closest, and no, I would not play him over Kyron.
I still haven't won a championship in the Listener League.
Yeah, that's tough. It's me and Tone Setters. That's also the other place that I play you this week is in Tone Setters, and I have lost. How many regular season games have I lost over the last 3 years? Like 3? Like
something like that.
It's the worst, dude. I'm like
I went 8-6 this year with 300 more points than everybody.
You don't have 300 more points.
Nearly 300 more points than you. Check it.
Wow.
I have like 270 more. Shit. My team is a unit, dude. I'm averaging like 176 points per game.
Yeah.
It's
nuts. Anyways, Bucky
Irving.
Derrick Henry. You have Bucky over Derrick Henry this week. I don't. I would play Henry still.
You're not going to like where I have Derrick Henry this week.
I mean, we're probably going to get Irving/Henry into the flex, and Bucky plays on Sunday night, so we'd probably put him in the flex there.
What's the other decision?
Well, Kupp versus Devon. Is it be Kupp Smith versus Irving in the flex is what you'd be doing because you'd be playing Kupp here. So
you go Henry and Irving then. Yeah.
I
have Derrick Henry as my RB14 this week, though, for the record.
Yeah, I get the Pittsburgh matchup is difficult, but this time. It's not, you can't use the same rationale as the last Pittsburgh-Baltimore game because that one was in Pittsburgh and the Steelers were favored and the Ravens are 6.5 point favorites in this game.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that, but I also just comparatively the workload of other running backs, I just prefer over Henry at this point. Like you're going to call me insane. I have Rico Dowdle higher than him. Look at Rico Dowdle's workload.
Yeah, you are insane on that. That's Cowboys copium right
full
there.
PPR better right now.
Okay.
There you go. Dude, Rico Dowdle's been playing fucking well, and he's getting 22 plus 20 touches a game.
Is due. 22 is due, man. I think we might get a monster game out of Derrick Henry this week.
I did, for the record, I did not think going into the year I would ever say I have Rico Dowdle ranked higher than Derrick Henry in a week. But
I mean, you kind of hated Henry coming into the year. Maybe you thought you.
I never thought that Rico Dowdle would go up to that. Like, dude, Rico Dowdle's been an RB1 in like the last 6 weeks. He's been unreal.
Yeah, I still think it's wild stuff.
He's getting a better workload, and it's a really good game environment, man. Like, I understand Derrick Henry's a safer player because of the name value, but dude, look at what Rico Dowdle's been doing, bro.
For what it's worth, since week 8, let me just see if this is factual. Derrick Henry, 14.6 PPR points. Rico Dowdle, 14.3.
Yeah.
He's been the same player the last 7 weeks. Derrick Henry hasn't had like a monster game since it was warm enough to wear no coat in Canada. Like, it was that long ago.
And what's the touchdown equity of both in that? Derrick Henry's probably got like 3 or 4 touchdowns. Dowdle scored 1 touchdown in that stretch. He's getting there on workload. And now he's got a matchup against Tampa Bay where it's what, a 50-point over-under?
And 48.5, I think.
Yeah, like it.
But still, yeah, it's a good situation. I obviously you don't have to make that decision because you can play both of them, but I would still prefer to play Henry there. We can move on to the next question here. Teresa T-Bird lost Mahomes. Well, first of all, Mahomes is playing. Like, it's been confirmed Mahomes is going to play. So anybody who's worried about Patrick Mahomes not playing, again, is Mahomes a great play? That's a separate argument. Like, he's not been that good this year. But if you have Mahomes as your only quarterback and you are going to rely on Mahomes to be your quarterback, then you're fine because Mahomes is expected to play. So, and anyways, if for whatever reason you wanted to sit Mahomes for Stafford, I wouldn't do it. I have Mahomes higher than Stafford.
Where do you have Mahomes ranked?
I have him at 11.
I have Mahomes. Okay, I have him at 9, but I think it's a really close tier between Mahomes, Caleb, Sam Darnold, Jared Goff is the
area. You have Caleb that high, eh?
Dude, Detroit's been bottom 3 in EPA since week 13, and Caleb will throw the ball.
Brother, I would love to copium my way into Caleb being that high in my rankings because I have Caleb, Odunze, Kmet, and DJ Moore on my best ball team.
Look at what he did against Detroit last time when they were even healthier than now.
Myself with Caleb a little bit and rank him a little conservatively, I think.
For the record, last time he played against them, 39
points.
39 pass attempts, 3 passing touchdowns, 39 rushing yards. So
yeah.
It's like,
dude, I hope he does it again. I fucking hope I'm wrong, but I have him ranked at 16 just because I'm like, you know what? I want to be somewhat conservative on Caleb Williams, but I still think he was one of the streamers that I talked about in today's video because he is a good option for people. I would not play him over Mahomes, but I think you could get there if you're feeling.
I'm actually, I'm not even just saying this because I'm starting him in the Flock League for the record. I actually picked him up in the Flock League because I had Caleb ranked that high. I initially actually had Michael Penix, who, funny enough, Michael Penix, I'm starting against you in the Flock League, I believe. Or not the Flock League, the Listener League, I believe, Michael Penix. So
you're starting Penix against me? You think you're going to win?
Absolutely, dude.
I'm starting Lamar, bro.
Lamar's going to outscore Penix, but I think Penix has got 20, 22-point upside. Dude, I can't stress enough how bad Kirk Cousins has been.
Yeah, he's been awful, dude. He's been so awful.
Dude, the offensive line, I believe, only has allowed a 23% pressure rate. So if Michael Penix has time in the pocket and you got fucking Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod, Bijan Ross, I have Michael Penix as my QB 13 this week, and I feel a little bit too low on it.
Yeah. I still don't know if I have the balls to do this, by the way. Last thing I'll say about the Listener League, and then we finish these questions here, but I think I have to sit Irving, dude.
I hope you sit Irving.
I think Brees is a better play this week.
Okay, sit Irving then. Be my guest.
Well, let me ask you this. Again, this is obviously you're super biased because I'm playing against you, but are you playing Irving over JSN?
I'm playing JSN. I have my wide receiver 10.
Okay, you playing Irving over T. Higgins?
I played the 5th.
So you would play Irving. Irving over Neighbors? Okay, that means you play Irving. Evans over... How do you play your Bucks like that for Brees? Because I love Brees. I got a Jets jersey behind me right now. No, I'm just joking. So for what it's worth, you might be like, who the hell are your other running backs if Brees and Irving is who you're between? I also have Chase Brown and James Cook
Which,
already in my lineup.
I love you. Is it Mike? Mike's in here, right? Mike, I love you, but you giving Bush, Chase Brown, and Malik Neighbors for Jonathan Taylor at the beginning of the year was one of the most faded trades I've ever seen.
That was an insane trade. I gave him Madison too. Don't forget that.
Oh, right. Medicine,
yeah. That trade aged very well for me, and so did the James Cook trade. I traded Deontay Johnson off of a high when he was on Carolina, and actually, I don't know. That one maybe didn't work out super well because I traded Deontay Johnson, Chuba Hubbard, and Aaron Jones for James Cook and somebody else. I can't remember who the other person was.
I can't even say anything bad on you for that because if you recall, I traded Jordan Mason for Joe Mixon, so I can't say much more on that.
Oh, J-Mo was the other player that I got in that trade. Jameson Williams and James Cook for Chuba Hubbard, Aaron Jones, and Deontay Johnson was the trade.
And I traded Jordan Mason for Joe Mixon, Corey. So I can't even say, oh, yeah, you got blessed by I got blessed by a deal too. So
yeah, you did. Anyways, running back Napricorn here.
Give me Ford.
Me Ford I don't think Pollard's going to play, to be honest. So
agreed. That's I'm just saying that too from a pro Ford perspective. Going up against Cincy this week, we know he's going to have a receiving role in that backfield. Yes, it does hurt him in terms of the overall offensive projection that Jameis Winston will be benched in this game because we have seen, again, Ford has relied upon the receiving game and having a quarterback that you know is going to throw 40-plus attempts, obviously going to be a positive in that direction. But at the same time, even with DTR, I have him as, I believe, my RB18 this week, Ford. So,
yeah. Also, for what it's worth, Mike, I also traded Chase Brown away in my home league for Jordan Love. So it all balances out.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, you're going St. Brown for sure. And then probably, who do you have higher between BTJ and Cup?
BTJ.
Yeah. I think I have BTJ higher. Let me take a look.
They're probably both. I mean, Sutton's actually going to be in that equation too.
He's not for me. I would have both of these guys ahead of Sutton.
I have BTJ 13, Sutton 15, Cup 17.
Okay. I have it BTJ 11, Cup 15. And Sutton, I have it 21.
21's too low.
This game environment sucks, dude. They're the two top scoring defenses in the NFL this game. It's going to be a fucking 17-13 game.
I get that. In his last, 9 games, he's gotten 8+ targets in all of them.
Yeah, no, he's a target machine. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. I think Cup is a better play.
And I hate that I have to fucking say this. You have to start Kyle Pitts, even though I would
play Dalton Schultz.
You would go Schultz?
Kyle Pitts. Yes, 100%.
Really?
Because
even with Penix coming back?
Yes.
The
Texans receivers have a difficult matchup on the outside. It's a top 12 matchup against wide receivers. Cade Stover was out last week because he got appendicitis, and Dalton Schultz ran like 92% of the routes. He had a bad game, but he got targets and he was running routes. To me, he's the better play here.
I don't care enough to argue about tight ends. I do have Pitts at 16 and I do have Schultz at 20. So I would go Pitts here, even though I would say Schultz is a safer fucking floor. But because Penix is an unknown, I would still think that Kyle Pitts has the higher ceiling here.
Yeah, I have.
But then again, I've been talking about Kyle Pitts' ceiling for 3 fucking years.
Kyle Pitts sucks. Like, I don't want to hear the word ceiling and Kyle Pitts ever again. I don't ever want to hear the word ceiling with Kyle Pitts' name ever again.
Watch, this is the week he scores 30 fantasy points.
Good.
Wait,
maybe he can finally feel proud of something.
On my best BBM team, I actually have Kyle Pitts, but it probably won't matter because I have Brock Bowers anyways. But I do have Kyle Pitts.
No, dude. Never. Kyle Pitts is on the parlay ban list from now on. We're not even parlays. Just he's on the ban list in general. You're not even allowed to mention him.
Dude, the thing is, it's like as soon as you say, "Yeah, I'm going to take his lowers," that's when he goes off on National Tight Ends Day.
Yeah, you know what I might do? I might take all of the lowers on my entire BBM team, just to reverse jinx myself here. And then so I'm going Cup. You're going Sutton. Where do you have them ranked respectively?
13 and 8 or 13 and 17, I believe I said. I have I have Sutton at 15, Cup at 17. So from the sounds of it, it's gonna be Cup. Again, I don't mind
Cup
that
because I have Cup way higher than Sutton. So
yeah, that's perfectly fine. Again, like when I'm saying like I would go Sutton, like we're talking 15 and 17 here. Like,
yeah, I have him at 15. I have Sutton at 21, like I said, because I don't love the matchup in the game environment. I'm kind of just rolling on the basis of like what I talk about, the matchups that matter all the time. It's like game environments are more important. Like when you're talking 2 number 1 caliber receivers here with Sutton and Cup.
That's perfectly fine. Again, like I understand if some of you out there are like nervous about Cup because like, 3 targets, goose egg in my lineup last week. before that game happened, this is still a guy that was legitimately a wide receiver 1 in points per game. So did downgrade him a little bit because that is a risk level. And the last 3 weeks in particular, he hasn't been as completely involved because we've seen Puka Nacua take that next step. But at the same time, I mean, you're getting a great offense. They've won 7 of the last 9 games. They're going to be fucking running between those 2 wide receivers in terms of the passing offense. So yeah, that's probably not worded the best, but we move.
Yeah. Speaking of moving, we got like tons of questions.
Yeah, let's keep going. I'll try
going up against the back-to-back champ. Superflex question here. We got CJ versus Russ Wilson. So Russ, obviously the better matchup, but
no
Stroud,
George Pickens. I'm going Stroud.
Yeah, no George Pickens is a good one. And also, too, are you going to be able to live with yourself? I know Stroud has been bad this year, but are you going to be able to live with yourself if you played Russell Wilson over
with no Pickens? I'll tell you right now, if there was Pickens, I would play Russ. With no Pickens,
I'd still play Stroud, to be honest. I would live by the sword and die by the sword with him.
For reference, you want to know where I have Stroud ranked this week, a quarterback?
I have him at like 20. I don't think he's a good play at all.
I'm at 23. You know what? You know I have directly behind him, and actually, now that I think about it, I might actually take over.
Bro, I have Cooper Rush ranked ahead of him.
I was gonna say I'm thinking about putting Cooper Rush over CJ Stroud.
I have Stroud at 22, dude. He's like
I have Stroud at 23
in my rankings.
So do you have Herbert lower than? Who do you have? Rodgers lower? One of them. Who's your 24, 25?
24 and 25 is Geno Smith and Russell Wilson.
I have Geno higher than you. That's why.
Yeah, I'm worried about the injury for Geno, so that's why I haven't.
Full practice today, by the way.
Okay, well then I'd probably move him up a little bit then. Running back for this question, we got Garendo isn't playing most likely. It's gonna be Dowdle for sure there.
You might just get hit with the Rico.
You might just get hit with the Rico indeed. Tight end is gonna be Bowers, obviously. That's not a question. Flex, Tracy, Stevenson, Pacheco, Ladd. Yeah, Ladd's gotta be one of them for sure. And then it's so Devontae Smith DJ Moore is the highest receiver for me there in the matchup against Detroit. I just love him this week. And then the highest running back for me is Stevenson, I think, because of the Bills matchup. So it would be between Moore and Stevenson most likely.
Full PPR league, I think you got to go with the target volume of DJ Moore. But like I would agree. That would be the discussion. I have, in terms of the running backs here, Tracy, Pacheco. Wait, it's okay. Where do I have both of those guys? I actually have Pacheco rate slightly higher than Stevenson, but I mean, it's close enough where if you clearly prefer Stevenson, I'm fine there. But regardless, I prefer DJ Moore over both. Yeah.
And Rylan is the one who asked this question. And he's asking, should I play a receiver in my super flex spot and sit Stroud? Like, should he play Marvin Harrison or Stevenson or something there? No, you'd probably still want to play Stroud, even in quarterbacks are just like, there's such a safer range of outcomes, even if Stroud only has so like the nice thing about Stroud is that Mixon's got a really tough matchup on the ground. So they might actually have to throw the ball to Cook.
By the way, did you see in the FSC listener redraft league, I'm maybe double tight ending against you because Brenton Strange.
You're starting Michael Penix and you're double tight ending and you thinking you're going to beat me?
Buddy, Brenton Strange is a nice little
You're starting Brenton Strange. I'm deciding whether or not to play Bucky Irving or Breece Hall, and you're starting Brenton Strange.
You can talk all the shit you want. Let's count the points at the end of the week, brother.
I will count the points. If I lose, I might be on friggin' something watch if I don't win against Brenton Strange and Michael Penix with the roster that I have constructed.
It doesn't matter how sexy your lineup is. It matters how many points they fucking put up on the gridiron.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. But I'm also projected to beat you by 16 points right now.
I am strange, but at the same time, dude, the guy had fucking 12 targets and 11 receptions last week.
But it wouldn't shock any of us if he pulled a fucking Parker Washington and had 0 points the next week.
It also wouldn't shock me if this dude was just Jonnu Smith the next 3 weeks.
No, there's no way, dude. He's way more likely to be Parker Washington. You can put all of your eggs in the Mac Jones basket if you'd like to, but I would not like to do that.
Oh, bro, dude, trust. I mean, hey, fucking, I'm writing notes, and don't worry. After the week, I won't be writing back.
If I fucking lose to Brenton Strange and Michael Penix, I swear to God, T Higgins is about to have 3 points and a hamstring pull and screw me over or something. I mean, I'm a therapist. I got you, Corey. That's wild. I didn't think we were intelligent enough to attract a therapist listening to us for advice.
Mans are hating on these calls. It's like, I got to the fucking semifinal for a reason, baby.
Anyways, flex decisions here. You're going Pacheco with one of these, and then I mean Kamara is going to be out, right?
Yeah, he's
Like
already listed
he's
out.
potentially out for the year, according to what they said.
Yeah, dude, it literally looks like he's out for the year. With that being said, the other start here. Ooh, am I disgusting?
Is it Wicks? Do you just play Wicks for the upside that he catches some bomb?
I was gonna say maybe it's Devon Vela.
Oh,
I think it is Devon Vela.
I mean, if we're going based on usage,
I think it's Devon Vela.
Hold on, let me take a look at the recent shit here.
Vela has had a couple bad weeks in a row, but I think this is a nice little bounce back spot because it is a pass funnel Chargers defense, even if they're a good defense.
Yeah, I mean,
and the Broncos can't run the ball. Let's get that straight.
Yeah, dude, their best running back is hurt.
Yeah, literally.
Which is depressing.
Correction.
That's their best running back also.
Correction. Their second best running back is hurt, and their best running back doesn't get the fucking football.
Is Estime their best running back? I don't know. Estime looks like a young player out there. I wouldn't call him his best player yet.
He's averaging overall yard per carry more than fucking Javonte, and yet Javonte still works ahead of him.
Yeah, I think you got to go Vele here. It's disgusting, but I think you got to go Vele.
Brock, he's 3 years older than me. Devon Vele is 27 years old. He's older than Bush. He's a 1997.
What year was he born?
1997.
Oh, yeah, he is older than me. That's hilarious.
He's going to be 28 by year 2.
Yeah, I mean, you hear my fantasy football therapist, those Monday live streams are my sessions facts. Estime might be better next season. If he doesn't get Genti nuked, you're correct.
I don't think Denver's going to be in Genti territory at this point, bro. They're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Unless they trade up.
They could, yeah. Maybe they're Hampton. Actually, I would love to see fucking Hampton on Denver, to be honest. Let's roll to the next question.
Put Bell in the wide receiver. Oh, okay, never mind. It's too late.
Yeah, we got it. We honestly, we have like 10 more questions we have to roll.
Yeah, let's rip. Okay, sorry.
Wide receiver next up here. We got, these are all shit players.
Worthy.
Xavier Worthy. And
very easily Worthy.
That's it. Yeah, that's a wrap.
Yeah, I like Worthy this week. He's in my top 36.
Out. So we got to take Garendo out of the lineup.
Yep. And NWI didn't practice today, so he's probably not even going to play.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Goodness.
Is it Ray McLeod, dude?
What is Lockett?
Algier.
Yeah, Algier is probably one of them.
Against the Giants?
Lockett's looking like these days. I mean, Lockett's. Oh God,
he doesn't get targets, bro.
He's been really bad.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay, so yeah, let's go Algier with one of these because I think he's probably in line for 10 to 15 carries given the game script there. If NWI plays, he would be the other one, but I think Deontay Johnson
he's not playing
Narnia right now.
He already got rolled out.
I know, but I don't know what the hell's going on with him, is what I mean.
He's an idiot.
Is it Short King Summer, dude? No, it's not Greg Dortch time.
I'd go Ray.
Is it MVS?
What's MVS's snaps last game he played?
MVS, I got it pulled up here. MVS, he's running routes. He's got like 5 straight games of over 8.8 PPR points.
Go with him then. Yeah.
I think it's probably MVS over McLeod. Because at least you got the upside there that MVS just catches a fucking honey lemon.
Yeah, he could nuke.
Gross. Gross indeed.
And the playoffs want your opinion. So I mean, you got to go Hurts still. As much as I like Baker, you got to go Hurts.
I love Baker this week, but this is I think it's QB3 versus 5 in this question for me this week.
I might have Hurts QB2 for me this week. Yeah, I have Hurts QB2 over Lamar.
I actually do as well. Never mind. Running back, I mean, Bijan
Najee
obviously there, and Najee is going to be your other one. Wide receiver, Garrett, Collins for sure.
Yeah.
We got Wilson probably second, yes.
Yep.
And then Flowers.
I have Addison higher.
Okay, well, he's going to have him in his flex most likely anyways.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Addison, and then what is this? Worthy versus Downs probably?
They are literally back-to-back in my rankings right now. I think Worthy's got a higher ceiling in his matchup. But then again, I mean, he got a really good usage last week. So I currently actually have it. Let me check. I have here. Wait, let me pull that up. Sorry, I had the wrong tab open. I have Downs one spot after Worthy, so I have Worthy one spot ahead.
Yeah, I would play Downs. I think
I'm cool with that.
When you look at you got a wide receiver 2 production-wise this year with Josh Downs versus a guy who, maybe has a higher weekly ceiling, but dude, Downs he has the upside to catch big plays too. He's had like a 65-yard touchdown this year.
Yeah.
And somehow Worthy hasn't.
Also, shout out Zach in here, actually asking in the Flock League his decision between Joe Burrow and Baker Mayfield. I have Joe Burrow ranked as my quarterback 4 this week and Baker as my 6. Unenviable situation because it feels like no matter which one you pick to put in, you're going to end up wrong. But I do have Joe Burrow slightly higher than Baker.
I should have. Well, I mean, I asked Zach a couple times for Baker throughout the year, but
I mean, look at what I've been relying upon at quarterback, bro.
Zach, it would be great if you could send me Baker this week so that I can get out of the toilet bowl. If you want to just fire him over there, makes your decision easier. You got Burrow has actually has the Broncos next week. Maybe you don't want to play him in that matchup, but I don't know. I would love to not have to play fucking Patrick Mahomes and have him ruin my life for the 14th straight week.
Dude, I'm running Caleb Williams in the Flock League, so it could be even.
Part of me wants to just sit Mahomes just because I'm annoyed with him.
Well, dude, I literally asked you. I mean, behind the scenes, Zach, Corey on Monday is like, "Yo, you have 3 quarterbacks and you drop one." So I made a couple moves and I dropped the quarterback.
It didn't matter anyway because Mahomes wasn't hurt. So,
but then I'm like, "Do you still want one of these quarterbacks?" And you're like, I'm just gonna go with Mahomes. So then I just picked back up Mr. Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
I dropped Average though.
Another question here. He's got Lamar Jackson. Okay, obviously.
Yep.
Running back.
Holland
Stevenson, wide receiver. You got
Nico
Collins and Hill, probably.
Drake London
over Hill,
and then Hill in the flex.
Yeah, and then tight end you got Kincaid, and then Hill in the flex. That is correct. Only, yeah, I guess.
Dude, I think London might drop a nuke with Penix in this week.
Yeah, it would be nice if he did. I'm not gonna lie. Also, I have a tanking dynasty team that. My quarterback core was all selected. Coring where Zach's face incoming. Yeah, probably. I would, you know what, who I already said this. I sent a clip in about this. I want Avery to win, dude. It'd be so much nicer to have Avery's beautiful eyes on my shirt.
I already went out there and said it. I'm like, dude, I want Zach to win. And my reasoning was, I'm not sure if you remember the Discord a few days ago, but there was a picture of some guy in a Chili's restaurant watching some Call of Duty. And I made the hashtag Chili's and COD.
True. But yeah.
Corey, please don't tell me this is against me in the listener league. Is this what the question is? Okay, no. Okay, it's not. I would go, I mean, is that
Rashad White? That's not close.
Oh, dude. This is against me in the listener league. Corey, you're so sneaky.
Yeah.
I knew it right away. He plays me in the listener league semifinal, and he asked me who I would start against me.
Facts. Okay, we still got mad questions to get into here.
Yeah, we got to rip.
What is this? Versus Williams. Okay, I need a QB stream or Darnold. I mean, Darnold's the top 10 quarterback for me this week, so you just play Darnold.
Yeah.
I can't imagine there's anybody on your waiver wire better than Darnold.
Yeah.
So that would be where I would go there. He's going up against Williams, Saquon. Okay, so he's listing the others. So Kyron,
we got to put these
Jacobs, Evans, Jefferson, Andrews, and Aaron Jones. That's a good matchup that you're going up against. So probably want ceilings here. Devon Achane, Chase Brown.
Yep, we got to put these in, brother. We still got more questions.
I know. That's why I'm answering it.
I know.
Wide receiver is going to be
I have Addison rated higher than Neighbors this week, for the record.
What?
I have Addison as my wide receiver 20.
Oh, you're fucking high, dude.
Call me high.
I mean, I like Addison this week, but I mean, he is playing Sam Darnold, so he might find his way into his lineup anyways. But there's no way I would play him over Malik Neighbors. If you need ceiling, dude, Malik Neighbors gets
Johnny, by the way. Njoku's not going to play. If you need ceiling, if you need floor, it's Neighbors. If you need ceiling, it's 100% Addison.
Dude,
Neighbors got a way higher ceiling than
Neighbors is so good that his ceiling and floor are both higher.
On a 16.25 implied point offense, the ceiling is the one with the 25 point implied offense.
I mean,
Addison literally had 39 points 2 weeks ago.
Because he has Darnold, I'll give it to you here.
Addison literally had 39 points 2 weeks ago. What do you mean?
No, he did. I know, and he has a great ceiling too. I just think Neighbors is better. He's just he gets so many targets that his ceiling is higher.
I think that affects his floor. His ceiling is not as high considering it's a 16-point implied offense.
Yeah.
Danny high. No, dude, how am I high? Malik Neighbors is on the worst offense. Malik Neighbors is on the worst offense in the fucking league right now.
Okay, so
I love the guy.
Who Who are you playing in the flex here between
Bucky.
Irving, Hall, Neighbors, and Garrett Wilson? I actually have 3 of these players on my fucking listener league team.
Bucky.
You played Irving over all these guys, eh?
I mean, hopefully that doesn't affect your decision, but yes.
Yeah, fuck. I would play, call me nuts, but I would play Hall. Call me nuts. Go ahead.
You're nuts. You're nuts.
Okay, I'll capitulate to Irving. Am I gonna have to fucking play Irving against you in the list?
No, you actually, in fact, you don't have to at all.
I'm not. I can't. Like, I know
Don't
I'll be
do it.
pissed off if Hall goes nuclear and I sat him because other people told me to sit.
Think of what happens every time I fucking convince you to do something in your lineup. Think about that.
To be honest, I think what I'm gonna end up doing is just sitting Malik Neighbors so I can play both of those running backs.
Arthur, I've actually been sober for about 10 days so far, so we're gonna try to keep going at least. My optimistic goal is at least until surgery. If not, if I can get to at least my birthday, which is March 9th, like that'll be that'll be 3 months. So I'd be pretty happy with that.
I mean, I gave up smoking weed once too, and I haven't done it in 5 years. So once you go without it, you might just be like, oh, I actually don't need that thing.
I have Stafford higher.
Stafford over Herbert. Yeah, I agree as well. Running back, battle of the handcuffs here. You're going Spears if Pollard's out, right?
Yes.
Like you go, I mean, Pollard, assuming he plays, but he's not going to by the looks of it. He hasn't practiced.
Even if Pollard plays, I'm going Ford over Pollard because I don't think he's going to get 100% of his workload.
Yeah, that's a good call. If Pollard does play, that's probably a good call. But hopefully, in your case here, that Spears is just the starting running back. Yep. Flex. I'm assuming it's not a. It does say 2 quarterback actually, so maybe you can play Herbert in the super flex.
You go Herbert in the flex, and then you stack him with McConkey, I think.
Yeah, I guess you do. It's not listed here, so let's just pretend, for example, maybe you can't play Herbert. But yes, we would go Herbert McConkey here, but it's Herbert and Neighbors otherwise, right?
Yep.
Okay. Isaiah Curry. Next up, Denver defense or Atlanta defense. You got Denver versus the Chargers on the road tonight, or Atlanta at home against the Giants. You're going Atlanta there, right?
Yeah.
And then Kyler or Goff. I have Kyler higher because Goff's got the tough passing matchup, but he is still a good play nonetheless. And then Bateman or McMillan. I'm going McMillan.
Bateman didn't practice. He's in a boot.
He also is expected to get shadowed by Porter as well if he does play. So,
I mean, I'd be shocked if he played, considering he was literally in a boot today.
Yeah, that's not ideal. That's also Bateman in a boot is like his permanent fashion accessory as well, based on what's happened in his career.
So Walker practiced in full today. It's between him and Ford. I think you lean.
You're gonna play those guys over Kelsey?
Oh, Kelsey's built. Okay, yeah, go Kelsey.
Yeah,
Kelsey.
I play Kelsey over Walker if Walker was healthy.
I can't even lie. I just saw the chief white guy in the flex, and I assumed it was Justin Watson
or Noah Gray. Noah Gray is just a stud, also.
Yeah. By the way, I do see this. I'm going to quickly address this. Monty might come back for the playoffs. From what I've been hearing, it is a grade 3 MCL tear. Basically, what that would be a 6 to 8 week recovery time. So if you're doing the math right now, the NFC Championship would be about 6 weeks away, right? 6 to 7 weeks away.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, but also it's like, if he does come back that soon, I mean, tip my cap to that guy. That's a fucking warrior.
That's why. What did I say about Montgomery? I'm like, dude, Montgomery's a warrior, dude. It wouldn't shock me if he came back.
I mean, kudos to him. I mean, by the way, all the medical professionals in the chat can double check with me. But from what I was reading, 6 to 8 is about the timeline for a grade 3.
Who do you have higher between Pacheco and Tracy this week?
Pacheco. It's a 16-point implied fucking Giants offense. I'm scared.
I'm scared as well, but it's surprising coming from the Tracy glaze.
I love Tracy, dude.
Yeah, are you not worried about Pacheco playing 15% or 37% of the snaps last week?
I am, but also
I would play Tracy just for that reason alone, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll capitulate. Hey,
would it shock me if the fucking Giants and Chiefs scored the same amount of points this week?
That's a good point.
Like,
off topic, but you're not playing Cooper Rush over any of fucking. Actually, never mind. That's a stupid question. I'm not even gonna ask it. Oh, actually, I probably Cooper Rush or Malik Neighbors in a super flex spot.
Probably Cooper Rush.
I think that's where I'm at. Wow. While we're okay,
I don't know. That's close.
For reference, I do have Lamb and Evans, so I'd probably go with Russ then.
Yeah, that's true. You're going BTJ pretty easily here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we go to the next.
I like Myers a lot this week though, too, for what it's worth. But
by the way,
BTJ
I do see we got to rip through. We have 8 minutes and we have some questions.
Yeah, we got more that came in. I saw. Yep. Peanut Gallery, thanks for all the help, and I'm hoping I'll have a chance for one more in the championship. Yeah, appreciate the support there, Peanut Gallery. Quarterback Tua versus Cooper Rush. I do have Tua higher. I think last week, obviously, he had a horrible game, but given how he's played the last month, you probably got to go with Tua there. As much as Rush has a good matchup, you got to go Tua, in my opinion. And then James Conner pretty easily at the running back spot here. Wide receiver, you got Waddle's not practicing. T. Higgins is probably going to be a strong contender here. So yeah, Higgins and Myers, I guess, probably is what you're rolling.
Higgins didn't practice today either, though.
Did he not?
Nope.
Oh, shit. Well, that would actually, you know what? That would make my fucking listener league decision a lot easier if Higgins.
Now I wish I didn't say anything, but you would have found out anyway. So
yeah, I would have found out later in the week. But yeah, Higgins not playing would be an issue for this team as well for Peanut Gallery. But I mean, it's T. Higgins. He never practices. And then TJ Hawkinson is the tight end very easily there. Flex decisions. This is where it's going to get hairy. I mean, Jerome Ford is going to be one of them. I mean, of course, if Jalen Waddle plays, he would be another one of them. But I'm not certain he's going to.
MVS.
So MVS is probably, one of your options there. Oof, this is getting gross. Is it Alan Lazard? The last one?
Yeah. Yeah, or Devontae Walker with Bateman out. Could be Devontae Walker with Bateman out too.
Yeah. Lazard's still consistently getting routes, and he's had some spike weeks this year.
What percentage of the snaps did Walker play last week? Because I know he caught a touchdown.
I doubt it was 77% and 83%.
But I'm saying if Bateman's out, he could work into 2 wide receiver sets. That's why I'm implying that.
Yeah. He only played 7% of the routes last week.
Okay, fair. Yeah, the safer play, just go with Lazard.
Yeah, Lazard was out for a while too.
Is Coker available? Oh, Jalen Coker all day. Jalen Coker. I didn't even see that because
is Coker there? Where is he?
Yeah, no image.
Oh, it's because he doesn't have an image. Yeah, okay, yeah. Jalen Coker is definitely the guy that you're going with there. Then.
Let's go. All right, yeah, good shout by fucking Chan. I didn't even see it because of the fucking no image.
I just assume it's some shitter when I see that. S. Felder, need an RB2 and a flex. Let's win this chip.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Stevenson. Yeah, Stevenson's going to be. I mean, you're probably.
I will ask you,
right?
Where do you value him versus Patrick Taylor? And I think that's a real conversation with fucking.
Oh, I have Miller ahead of Patrick Taylor.
Really? Even with Garendo not practicing?
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't expect Garendo to play, to be honest.
Against Miami?
Yeah. I think they're going to run a committee in San Francisco.
Who else is going to touch the ball? Who else do they even have?
Fucking Chris Brooks, probably, or Abanikanda.
Abanikanda is actually kind of interesting.
I think the safer play is probably to roll with who did we just talk about? To roll with Kendre if you're going in that decision, because I think he's probably more likely to get a big workload. RB2 and a flex, he said. So okay, so he needs one more of these players then. Okay, so at running back you would have Kendre Miller as your best option, maybe Patrick Taylor if you're like Danny there, or Romeo Dobbs. You're gonna go Kendre or Romeo Dobbs there?
Well, I would go Patrick Taylor over both, but if it's between those two, Kendre.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine capitulating. See, the tough thing is that Dobbs is getting the routes in the same game as Kendre Miller.
I have Ford higher, by the way. Sorry, repeat that.
Same game environment for Kendre Miller and Dobbs, except Dobbs' team is implied for 14 more points.
Yeah, no, it's fair. I mean, Dobbs isn't a bad option for the.
I would go Dobbs, to be honest, over both of them. I think I would go with Dobbs.
I would go Patrick Taylor.
Yeah, I don't trust Patrick Taylor, man. I don't.
Miami.
This is like their 6th string running back.
He's played decent when he's gotten touches this year, dude.
Dobbs has played really well most of the year.
If you want to go Dobbs,
wide receiver 3-4 all year.
It is half PPR too. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, and Dobbs scores.
Fair. Yeah. Okay, we can do with that. We got more questions to answer, so there's no use like talking more about it.
Next up, we got Fredo. If you want to,
I would love to get you a voucher, but I already searched your name on the back end, Fredo, and you did not show up.
Okay, we gotta figure that out. Mahomes or Rodgers? I still have Mahomes higher, but I do really like Rodgers this week.
Yeah, Mahomes.
Going against Achan. Okay, he gives us winner goes to the championship. Yes. Running back, you're going Dowdle here, and then T. Higgins, JSN.
Oh, JSN's there.
JSN the highest.
JSN all day. all day.
And then, I mean, you're going to play Higgins if he plays, but Addison, I guess, is your pivot option.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect way to play it. It does not sound like Higgins is going to play, by the way.
Really, eh?
I mean, he didn't practice today. He was limited yesterday. The fact that he got downgraded from limited to not practicing is a concern.
Yeah, that's good. It's good that I'm maybe having my decision bailed out for me.
Yeah, again, you would have found out anyway, so I'm cool giving you that info. But yeah,
yeah, for sure. Okay, so Garrett Wilson, Malik Neighbors, Tyreek Hill, or Cortland Sutton. I think I have Hill the highest. I'm taking a look right now.
Hill.
Yeah, I have Hill the highest. So we'll go with Hill. And then flex, we got Wilson, Sutton, Neighbors, and then Jonnu comes into the equation here.
I have for sure.
I have Neighbors and Wilson the highest of the receivers.
Where do you have all of them respectively? I have Sutton at 15. I have, what were the other twos? Sutton at 15. Let me go wide receiver. Not rest of the season.
Neighbors 17, Wilson 19, Sutton 21 is how I have it.
Sutton 15, Neighbors 20, and Wilson is 16. So I would go Sutton and Wilson.
Okay. And then you have Sutton at 16, you said? No.
15 Sutton, 16 Wilson, 20 Neighbors.
Okay. I have Neighbors at 17, which means on average he's 18 and a half. Garrett Wilson at 19, which means on average he's 17 and a half. And then I have Sutton at 21, which means on average
You're just a Sutton hater. That's insane.
I don't really love his.
Dude, why though? It's like they're implied for more points than the Giants this week, and he's getting just as much usage as fucking Neighbors is.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll capitulate to it because I think it's probably what it's going to end up being on average, anyways. But
fair.
I don't know. Call it gutalytics, but I think Sutton's posting it tonight.
Chan, you're in here, so you're hearing this whole conversation. It would be between Neighbors and Sutton for that last flex.
Yeah,
I would go Sutton. Corey would go Neighbors. Again,
yeah, I would go Neighbors as well.
That's what I mean. Make that choice on your own,
man. Like, it is Tim Boyle. Like I can't defend that too hard.
16.25 implied points.
Yeah, it's bad. Anyways, Ewaz here.
Mixon was in that question.
I didn't even see Mixon there. It wasn't listed as one of the options. Okay,
well, if Mixon plays, he's in.
Sit Sutton and Neighbors and play Mixon if he's playing.
Yeah.
Pick 2, Ladd, DJ Moore, Pat Taylor, Kendre, Spears, Pollard. Okay, so you got to play McConkey tonight because he's to me he's the best option there, and he also plays tonight. And then it would be between DJ Moore and Spears if Pollard is out. And if
Pollard is out, I'm playing Spears.
I'm probably playing Moore, to be honest. I have Moore I have Moore 2 spots behind McConkey. Like I have him actually pretty close.
Where do you have him ranked?
18.
Okay. So that's not that bad. I also have Ladd at 18 right now. So like
I have McConkey at 16 and Moore at 18. I think they're both absolutely phenomenal fucking plays.
I sent in a question.
I'll refresh it here in a second.
I for the record, with Pollard's out, Spears going to be a fringe top 15 level running back for me this week.
Yeah, I mean he's got a really good matchup and he's been really good efficient as well. So I mean, who would you start between Spears and Jonathan Taylor this week?
If Pollard's out, all the way Spears.
Let's pretend Pollard will be out here for this purpose of this. You're going to play Spears or Aaron Jones against the Seahawks?
Spears.
Really, eh? I'd probably play Jones still, but that would be where Spears would settle. That'd be 16 for me.
If we're assuming that Pollard is out again, as of right now with Pollard in, I have Pollard at 22, Spears at 27.
The safer assumption is that he's not going to play because he hasn't practiced last
I just had it ranked like that for now. If he does get rolled out, I would have Spears. I also had Charbonnet at 16, but you can replace that with Walker because I ranked that assuming Walker would be out Charbonnet, and obviously that does not look like that to be the case right now. Would have Walker at 16. Spears would end up 1 spot ahead of Brian Robinson because Brian Robinson is playing Philadelphia. He'd be 1 spot ahead of Brian Robinson at 15, sandwiched between Henry at 14, and Robinson would then be my 16. I'd have Spears at 15.
Yeah, Spears would be 1 spot behind for me. I guess the difference is Jones then for us.
Sure. Yeah, I have Jones a little bit lower than you do.
Yeah, I've been kind of on Jones all year, to be honest.
This is another thing, too. Denver has everything to play for tonight as well.
That's true. That's a good point. You guys are convincing me that I'm going to be sitting Neighbors.
Refresh, by the way, Trident.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Just making sure we get all of them.
I think maybe this was Trident's question here.
Trident, was that your question, Ewaz?
I think it was because I recognize the username.
Okay.
So I think we got it.
Just making sure.
Anyway, the game is kicked off anyways, but appreciate all of you guys for all the questions that you left us. Of course, I did make reference to it, but we'll go live before Saturday football as well. Tomorrow, running back tier list, wide receiver tier list. We usually do them on Saturdays, but we're going to do it on Friday this week. Just keep in mind that the injury stuff might not be as accurate because we're doing it on Friday, but we are going to post updates in the description or the pinned comment of those videos, giving updates if we do have like a surprise inactive or whatever the case is. But yeah, we'll be live before Saturday kickoff at 1 p.m. 15th question in the YouTube chat. I'll just find it here. Trident. I don't see it at the moment.
I didn't see it on the site.
He said it's in the YouTube chat.
What?
In a question. Anyways, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
I don't see any questions at the top here.
Yeah, I don't either.
Anyways, appreciate you guys for joining us. Again, we'll be live Saturday morning-ish, 12:15 Eastern, and we can answer some more questions then. And all of our rankings are up to date too. So if you guys need help with start sits, you can see them there. Enjoy the game. Good luck. My BBM team needs a big lad week. I don't know about yours. I have lad on.
I have a couple Suttons tonight, and I think that's the only relevant player that I have in this matchup. But the main things that I have to be looking for this weekend, guys like Nico, guys, I have a Tyreek Hill that I snuck in on one of those teams. JSN's a big one for me. Geno Smith JSN blow-up week would be much appreciated because on my best team, my other quarterback is very chalk with Jared Goff. So if Geno Smith had like a 25-point week and JSN crushed, like that would be complete leverage on my pod. So fingers crossed. I just want to get one team through. That's all I'm asking.
We just want one. Both of us would like to be in the final. That's not too much to ask, except it's extremely mathematically unlikely.
Yeah.
But yes, appreciate you guys for joining us. Peace out. Enjoy the game.